Great. Okay, well, hello and welcome to the What's Going On podcast with Grooveschool and Three Space International House. Today our guest is Romina from Girls
United.
That's it. So, for anyone that's not familiar with Romina, tell us a little bit about you and your organisation.
Yeah, so I am from Mexico. I founded Girls United in 2017 and came to London a little bit before that, and then the organisation was born in Mexico, but then we moved over to London in 2018, so now we have Mexico and London presence, and
Fantastic.
I consider myself an honorary Londoner now. So
Absolutely. It's been here since 2017, and I didn't realise actually that you had chapters in both Mexico and London, so it's truly international.
Yes, yeah, just like the house.
That's great. So how did you get into this work? What was the moment that first kind of pushed you into this? What was your passion that drove you?
Yeah, so I played football my whole life. From a very young age. When I was about 3, my brother and my cousins, they needed a fourth to level out the teams. And so they got me stuck in, and football was a really important part of my life. It's where I think I learned a lot about myself. I learned to, be confident and be loud and fight for what I wanted. But as I grew, I also noticed that there was a very tangible inequality within sport in terms of access for girls and women. And so after university, where all of my teammates, we all had similar stories of being either the only girl on a pitch or having to kind of really fight nail and tooth to be part of football, I realized that it was something that just felt really personal and felt like something that I wanted to do something about. So that's when I founded Girls United, and really the mission has always been to first just make sure that there's more access for girls to play football, creating those spaces where, girls aren't an afterthought, or it isn't just a boys session which suddenly becomes mixed, and so then, little things like where are the toilets and what is the journey to the pitch like, and things that are really specific but actually make a huge difference in feeling like it's a space for you.
And a safe space for women as well.
Exactly. So I wanted to start something that would be made for the girls to have that opportunity to play. And then as a part of that, I felt really, convinced that football could be used as a really powerful tool to not just be active and get all the physical benefits of playing a sport, but also everything that it teaches you from a life skills perspective, and that it actually could be a really great tool for girls to just be more ambitious in their futures, to dream big, to be able to become professionals in any industry.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was kind of where it all started, and almost 10 years later, here we are.
Wow, it is nearly 10 years as well, isn't it? But you've grown enormously in that time. So from those early roots, what is driving you now? What's absolutely at the heart of your mission? You were talking about, creating something bigger and better and making it a much more inclusive and powerful thing. Is that the direction that you're heading in with it so far, making it more than just the football?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we spent a lot of years learning and really developing know-how around how do you deliver a program that is really thinking about the needs of the girls, that is really having the impact in their lives beyond the pitch.
Right.
And what's exciting is that I think, the stage that we are now is that we've almost built that sense of collective expertise around how to deliver really great programs for girls in using football as a tool for empowerment. And so now we're at a stage where we get to just grow and really, see where that can take us, and
I guess direction it can go in from there.
Yeah. And I guess we've been doing this at an exciting time when women's football is also growing.
Well, I was going to say, obviously, the women's football in the UK has taken off enormously in the last couple of years alone. I mean, the women's team has been doing phenomenally well. And I think for a lot of people, that's the first time they've actually paid attention to women's football. So off the back of that, you've got a whole generation of young girls that are feeling inspired. I've got role models to look up to, and that must be very useful as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been wonderful to see all the a shift in a whole generation of perception of that actually, the women's game is growing and professionally, and it's a career opportunity now for
Absolutely.
for a lucky select few. But I guess what it's meant is that we've been able to carve out a really great part and role within that growth, because we understand that the professional game will continue to grow, but actually, if there's nobody intentionally driving that at a grassroots level...
Exactly. Who's going to fill the places?
Exactly.
So you need to start young, don't you?
You need to start young, and you need to keep it inclusive. Otherwise, it becomes something that is not inclusive of different people from different backgrounds or from different...
socioeconomic backgrounds.
Exactly.
So it has to be accessible across the board.
Exactly, yeah. So it just means that we can really drive and... wave the flag of making sure that no girl is left out of that movement, and ensuring that those opportunities reach girls in all types of communities.
So talking about community and the outreach into the community, you're obviously spreading as far and wide as you can. What's something you're most proud of at the moment? Because obviously you've taken great steps in 10 years. What's something that you're kind of working towards that you think, we're really on the right track now, this is it, this is working for us? Is there a particular moment, or is there an individual that you can highlight, or is there something that makes you go, you know what, this is why we do it?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many stories. I'm quite lucky to, I think everybody who works in with communities and with young people, we're full of just their energy, and we get to see it firsthand, which is amazing. I actually just recently got back from being in Mexico, and we took a group of girls to the inauguration of a World Cup match.
From the UK?
No, from our Mexico program. Yeah. But it was a really, really amazing moment, because, it's such a...
It's inspiring, isn't it?
Just seeing a stadium of, 100,000 people cheering for, and seeing the power of the game through that lens and on that stage, but also for the girls to understand that they belong there, that's a space for them there. Too. And they play football week in, week out, and so they deserve as much as anyone to be cheering on their national team.
And to picture themselves there, to feel that could be them one day. That's the kind of inspiration you want for the girls, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So that was a really great moment. But I think, in terms of your question of things that I'm really excited about, I think it's also just almost the day-to-day that it makes me really excited, because I know that, beyond those pinch me moments, there's, 40 hours a week of sessions happening every week. And the way that we've built our programs is to be really intentional about how we make sure that girls also don't drop out of football, because we know that girls drop out at twice the rate of boys when they turn between the ages of 12 and 14.
Okay.
So there's a real big challenge in keeping girls in the game. And our programs are designed in a way to accompany them throughout those years. And so we start within schools, and we deliver programs in schools, and then we have a community program where it's a bit of a stepping stone, and they're able to build football into their life beyond school.
It.
Exactly.
So it becomes natural, and it's just part of their activities, and they can it doesn't feel like something that's more difficult to keep up once it's part of their routine.
Yeah, exactly. And you get a chance to build a sense of belonging to a community, to involve the parents and make sure that the carers that they're bought into it. And then what happens after that is that they want to play competitively, and so they join our FC teams. And
so you've got different grades, obviously, of the girls.
Yeah, exactly. So no matter what stage you're at in your journey, there's a place for you, and you don't have to be technically gifted to feel like you belong. And we had, at the end of the season, actually, one of our FC teams who competed in a cup final, and they won. It was the first time a Girls United team won
that's great.
A cup final, which was very exciting. And we had 3 of those girls on that team had began in our school's program.
That's so
and they've
good.
Gone through the journey, and so that was also a really amazing.
So you can see that, you can actually see it working. You can see the progress.
100%.
That's amazing. So in terms of trainers, are they local? Are they people that have gone through the program themselves, or are they people that you find? Is it a mix of people that just want to be involved with you? Are you actively recruiting it within the community?
Yes, always recruiting. And we do have a mixture. We have some girls who, as they've gotten older, become coaches, which is obviously really amazing because they care about it in a personal way. But actually also what we found is that anyone and all the coaching team within Girls United, everybody believes in the mission. And so it's not about just laying out some cones and delivering a football session. I think everybody really, and they really care about creating an experience for the girls that makes them fall in love with football and that supports them throughout their life. And we see so much dedication from the coaches and from the whole team in everything that we do, which, you know, is really inspiring for me. Like, I'm, you know, part of what's been great for me during this journey is that I've met a whole group of people who our stories resonate.
I was
going to
say,
that
you
same
can
story.
understand. You connect with each other, but for the joy, the love of the game, but also shared experience across the way you find each other involved in it.
Exactly. And so it means that, you know, we're just a group of people who all really, really care about football being inclusive, really care about how great football can be for the life of young people. So, yeah, it just makes it a really great group of people.
Yeah, that's amazing. The other thing I was going to say to you, obviously you can see you're on a mission, on a journey. What's next? What's the really big picture for you? Where do you see yourself? What's the kind of like, this is where we want to be? What's your dream with this?
So, yeah, it's an exciting one. I mean, do I have a blank canvas? Absolutely. Because the two-part question to this is, so how can people get involved? Because if you want to shoot for the sky, then obviously, you know. For all the listeners out there that want to enable our dreams, absolutely. No, I mean, we're currently, as I said, we're at a really exciting stage where we've built the foundation of what we think is a really in-depth way to change opportunities and systematically change access for girls in football. And so now we're at the next stage of our journey where we want to reach more girls, collaborate with more organizations.
Collaborations,
Exactly, like, you know, working with, we're working at the moment with many schools, and we want to keep growing our schools network of how supporting them to deliver more inclusive programs for girls and football within their school environment. We're working with clubs to support their kind of growth of girls football within the clubs. And, you know, really what we want to achieve is, you know, be leading in transforming girls football.
Absolutely. So across the nation, across the UK, across Mexico as well, and then international?
Yes, I mean, definitely Mexico and the UK is where, you know, we've been developing these years and where we think there is a really important still work to be done and to grow. But, you know, we have friends in many places, and we know that this is needed across the world. So so always have a little bit of a itch for expanding.
Listen, expansion is good. So if people want to get involved with Girls United, if they want to, is there volunteering opportunities? If they think, hey, my kid's school could really do with some of this, or I know someone that's particularly gifted but hasn't had a way into this, how do we get in touch with you? Do you have socials? Is there what's the best thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, if anyone wants to get involved, there's so many ways to get involved, from like you said, volunteering, coaching, playing, just joining some events, just
after school.
There's a whole cohort of ways to get involved, so please do reach out if it resonates with you. Our social media is at Girls United FA, so you can reach us on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and we also have an email address, hello@girlsunitedfa.org, if people want to reach out there. And we're also just here at Three Space, so come on down.
Amazing. So that kind of leads us into the final part of our interview, which is basically, so you're here at Three Space. Obviously, you know, there's some amazing places here. How did you get to Three Space? What was your journey to Three Space?
I actually, you know, I'm not sure if many people on the team know this, but before we had much of a team, when it was really just me and a few coaches, I've always been South London based, and I came across a Three Space office that was in Bermondsey at the time, and I wandered in and just asked, you know, and I said, I was looking for a place to work from, and we were, as I said, it was very different setup at the time.
It was early days.
And they were just moving into the International House.
Definitely.
At the time. Yeah.
That would have been 2018.
Yeah, 2018. And so they said, we've got this new space here, and I felt really lucky when I came up and saw the view. At the time, the whole building was kind of just in its beginnings. A little bit empty.
Fairly empty. Still got great views though.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is quite a find.
Do you connect with any other organisations within Space, Free Space? Have they been finding other people you can bounce off for support?
Yeah, 100%. It's great to, now that we're on the 6th floor, and it's just wonderful to know that, you can kind of chat to the people around you, and everybody's kind of going through similar things. We have the CEO at Breadwinners, who is Argentinian, so we have our little Spanish chats.
That's nice. Martin,
yeah. So it's always really nice to be able to bounce off organizations within the space, and then also find opportunities to, either refer each other to programs, and just feel like there's a bit of a community around the work that we do.
It's all community based.
Yeah.
So in terms of Girls United compared to anything else you've done before, is this a completely different tangent? Is this taking you in a new direction, or?
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I was fresh out of university when I started Girls United, and I'm still here, so it's been very much a life project at this stage, and so I think it was almost. It was a little bit destiny. I was always gonna kind of dedicate to this kind of work.
London and come and find opportunity.
Come and find football. I think even then, at the time when I was looking at different opportunities, doing work experiences in different types of industries or careers, and there was something very, very loud in my head that said, this is for you. This is for me. Yeah.
That's when you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And so just on a more kind of personal level, obviously you said you're based in South London. It's close to many of our hearts being in South London. Is there anywhere around here that is special to you, Brixton based, any particular things or places you like to go, any secret places you'd like to share with listeners that you think you'd recommend, either food or just places or things that are good to see or do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much going on in Brixton that it's hard to pick just one.
You can pick a couple.
I can pick a couple. Yeah, I mean, I always love the falafel wraps within the market for lunch. Okay. They're a really great find, and just like a great
I have those.
Energy. Yes, yeah. They're delicious. And then I've been going to the Ritzy.
It's a staple.
It's a staple. Yeah, probably not a secret one, but. Just in terms of a good cinema where you can go and watch a movie, it's always a really great place to be. And yeah, I just love feeling, I think even in the time I've been in London, the growing population of Latin American community have really found a really great...
Stockwell, there's a lot of Latin community.
Yeah, and Camberwell, and if you're at Kennington Park on a Sunday, Saturday, you see all the Latin football, Burgess Park as well. So that whole area is just great. And actually, I saw a really great play, which I'm not sure if it's still showing, but here in Brixton, Pablo Escobar Isn't My Uncle, which was a really great production.
Was that at Brixton? Was that Brixton Playhouse? Or
yes, at the Playhouse. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's some great tips. Mm-hmm. Amazing. People can go and investigate the falafels. I know they're pretty good. So thank you, Romina. Really appreciate having you here. Wonderful to hear about Girls United and your journey. And we appreciate you coming to the What's Going On podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's been great to chat.
Thank you. You've been listening to the What's Going On podcast here at Grooveschool at 3 Space International House.